Hello children, hope you are all doing great, healthy and happy. Children, I am sure all your parents must be focusing on home food and your parents take all the hard work to create a good, exciting, nutritious food in your dabba. In fact, of late all schools mandatorily do not allow junk food in lunch dabbas and are given guidelines what needs to be provided to the child. However, over years, our lifestyle changed. Globalization and privatization made junk food both affordable and accessible. Earlier, we took pride in spending hours preparing delicacies for the guest, but now ordering food from outside for the invitee became the new normal. Obesity is also on a rise for the young children. However, all this has taken a toll on our health, and therefore, eating the right food and exercising is key to a balanced health. Here, I will narrate an inspirational story. Bengaluru resident Shreyas Karnad, who went from being 120 kg to 62 kgs in 3 years, dedicates his accomplishment to clean eating habits and running. Here's how he quit his job to turn into a coach with his initiative Runners 360. While he was thrilled at the weight transformation, he decided not to stop working on himself and transform his life with exercise and clean eating habits. While Shreyas says running was something that greatly contributed to his weight management, he says he found a good and a kind solace in the sport. I loved running and would often think of how nice it would be to turn into a profession, he recounts. Today, 10 years later, Bengaluru-based Shreyas is living the dream. Through Runners 360, the initiative Shreyas started to coach people of all ages and backgrounds is running and fitness. He is making his contribution to the world. A food that has been part of the meals right from the beginning are millets, and this year has been declared as the International Year of Millets by the United Nations, has reminded every Indian of the staple food of an Indian farmer that comprised of millet bhakri and pitla, what provided enough nutrients to toil in the farms. So let us go back to our roots and relook at the content of our meal, and also let us realize the long journey that the food makes to come from the farm to our plates. Junk food is lip smacking, but is the momentary pleasure of good taste worth sacrificing our life longevity? Is what we need to ask. Another real life example of health is Priya Vijan. After years of ill health, commerce graduate Priya Vijan decided to quit her job and create plant-based recipes which won her a spot on MasterChef India 2023. After college, she started working as a freelancer with event production companies. But she knew that a corporate career was not for her. So the commerce graduate quit her job in 2011, planning to start a business from home that requires little investment. On a friend's advice, she decided on baking, though she had no particular interest or background in cooking until then. But in 2012, she kicked off Melted Down, a home baking business, learning everything from scratch. Within a year, she had started taking up orders. In 2019, she took a break from baking and enrolled in a nutrition course. And that is where she understood the importance of a plant-based diet and the negative impacts of animal products. Following up on what she learned in the nutrition course, Priya stopped consuming dairy products as an experiment. Born in Kashmiri's Baramulla to Punjabi parents, it was not easy for someone like her to give up on dairy as it is an integral part of Punjabi cuisine. But after a 21-day experiment, she noticed that she did not need to take her medicines as frequently as before. She went back to consuming dairy just as to see the difference, and the frequency of medicines went up again. Clearly, dairy was not agreeing with her stomach. The entire transition period of going off animal products, including dairy, meat, and eggs, took her 6 months. Her diet completely changed from parathas soaked in butter and paneer to more vegetables, legumes, and pulses. Earlier, I had only 2 or 3 kinds of dals in my pantry. Now I take at least 15 types of legumes and grains. I also introduced millet into my diet. These choices evolved from my trial and error, says Priya. By the end of the period, the number of pills that I took came down from 1 every 2 days to 0. My migraine disappeared. My hemoglobin count, which was never above 9.5, shot up to 12.5, she recalls. So children, remember, we become what we eat. So eat right and exercise. Wishing you all a healthy time, a happy time. Jai Ho.